Good afternoon. This is IVC School Superintendent Chad Allison. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020. Just wanted to give you some updates. I did send an email with some of this information, but wanted to address it in person as well. So first, Governor Pritzker announced today that schools will remain closed for the rest of the 2019-2020 school year in Illinois. So we will continue certainly our remote learning program, but wanted everyone to be aware that we will not be returning to in-person school for the rest of this year. I'd also like to say thank you. This has been a very difficult situation, we know, for our parents, for our students, for teachers, really everyone, and just wanted to say thank you. The understanding, patience, communication, and hard work for all of you during this very difficult time has really been appreciated. Our teachers have been just very complimentary of all of our parents and everything that we've tried to do to work together to provide the best possible situation for all of our students right now. Also want to say thank you for the remote learning surveys. We had 725 parents complete those surveys and 423 students. So thank you for doing that. We are using that, and I'm going to actually share some of the information today is based on the information you provided in those surveys. We took those questions and concerns from the surveys and are trying to provide as much information we can going forward. That will result in a remote learning FAQ that I shared in that email and will share again at the end of this short video. Some of the main questions that we're getting: one, how will grades be assigned for this semester or quarter? High school students are going to receive for this quarter a passing or an incomplete. This is really a point where traditional grades do not work because we're not providing a traditional education. So it's going to be more important that our kids that continue to learn and work provide that effort. And so we are going to a pass incomplete situation for our students. Elementary and middle school will be the same for fourth quarter as well. Will this affect students being promoted? The students that we had concerns with for being promoted to the next grade were involved with parent-teacher conferences at the end of the third quarter, right before we went into the stay-at-home order. So those families, yes, we still have some concerns with those students. The principals will be in contact with those families and trying to do anything we can to help them address the skill deficiencies that we saw so that hopefully they can move on to the next grade. If you were involved with one of those conferences, we would highly recommend you contact the principal to talk about placement for next year as we continue this last quarter. Will high school students be taking finals this spring? No. We are in a non-traditional situation, and so we will not be doing finals for the high school. Will this semester affect my GPA or students at the high school? Again, this semester is going to be considered pass or incomplete, so no, this semester will not be factored into any of our high school GPAs. Students during this situation will have a total of 7 semesters rather than a traditional 8. How will students' parents know if they are passing? Teachers are going to continue to provide that feedback. If you have any questions about that, again, this is not optional school. It is just remote learning. So it is important that our students continue to do those activities, whether it's assignments at the high school or choice boards for the K-8 students. So please continue to do those so that we can make sure that our students are passing and promoted to the next grade level. This is a question we get quite often. Why isn't the district teaching new concepts and trying to continue instruction? The focus for us right now, as the state board has established, is really, number one, the safety and care of our students. So we are focusing really on making sure we're providing meals and any assistance we can, social, emotional, for our students. That's priority one. The second priority then is communication. So we've really continued to try to communicate this situation with our parents and with our students. And then from the state's perspective, the third priority is the continuation of learning. So it's not new content. That is actually the recommendation and request of the Illinois State Board of Education, which we are following. So we are trying to provide our students with skills and options, learning activities that are going to continue to build their skills, but not provide new information. And unfortunately, we've recognized through this experience that we have a huge range of skills and even technology of connectivity at home. So it would be very difficult even for some of our teachers do not have connectivity that they would be able to provide lessons. It's just not stable enough in some of our rural areas. So for that reason, we are continuing with choice boards and really looking at what we can do to build on those skills. Won't students be behind? This is an important one to remember, that all students, not only in Illinois, across the United States, but really around the world, are facing this very same challenge that we are seeing. So to be behind is certainly a relative term. We would say that, we know that our students, some of them are going to have some missing, some gaps, some missing skills that we would have hit during the fourth quarter, and we're going to have to address those next year, whether it's from second grade to third grade, for example, or some of our courses at the high school. We will address those next year and try to make sure that we can help our students fill those gaps to the best of their ability. When will graduation be held? Originally, we had hoped that we would be able to hold that on May 17th. We learned today that's not a possibility. So we know this is still something that's very important to our graduating seniors, especially at IVC High School. At this point, we are shooting for the weekend of August 1st. We would really like to be able to have that ceremony. If that doesn't work August 1st, then we will be looking at trying to bring our graduates back potentially over Thanksgiving break to do that. We will hold a graduation ceremony at some point for our IVC high school students. It's just a matter of when we're cleared by the governor to be able to have a gathering such as graduation. Prom, another difficult situation. Originally was scheduled for April 25th, was then moved to a tentative date of May 9th. That will not be a possibility. So we are kind of looking at trying to do this on the same weekend as graduation. So right now we are tentatively put prom on the calendar for Friday, July 31st, with graduation then the following night, August 1st, and hopefully project graduation for our graduating seniors to one last chance to be together as a class, also on August 1st. So that is where we're looking for prom and graduation at this point. Students who've missed the SAT, they will be SAT, College Board, as well as the State Board of Education are working on trying to get vouchers for our juniors so that they are able to take the SAT, because it will be something they need to do, hopefully at no cost is their intent for all of our graduating seniors for next year. But it is important to recognize that our universities, again, across the country, know that this is an issue. And so right now we have over 1,100 four-year colleges and universities who are making some optional policies for fall of 2021 admission. So this is not something that our students are going to be any different than any other students across the United States as they prepare to apply for colleges following their senior year. If we can't go back to school, how will we get things in the school? We know we have a lot of students who have things in their lockers that they did not anticipate when we left school on March 16th that they would not be back. So we will make sure that now that we know that this is a permanent situation for this school year, we're going to make some arrangements probably once school is out on May 21st, because we do have some students, then we would need Chromebooks returned. So we will bring those Chromebooks back in as we allow students to get things out of their locker and their personal belongings wherever they may be in the school building. So we will address that and take care of it. Right now, it's just not a situation that we are going to do as long as we have Chromebooks out, and we'll work on getting those back as well. Finally, you can see this is our district main webpage. There is a link, Remote Learning FAQ, down at the bottom. On the right-hand side, click that link and it will take you to this entire document. It addresses many of the questions that I shared in this presentation, as well as many more. So again, we know this is not how we anticipated this school year ending, and we really appreciate all the patience, the cooperation from our parents. The school year is not over. We do need to continue through. Our last day of school is not until May 21st. So please make sure your students continue to do their work, continue to learn. That's our focus. We want to try to do some things differently and uniquely to help our students learn. So please try to encourage those, and we look forward to having a great end of the 2019-2020 school year. Thank you for all that you've done. With Gray Ghost Pride, I sign off. Superintendent Chad Allison.